Welcome to my channel Electronic Science Tutorial after a long break with a new series of lecture of NET and SET exam for paper 1, that is data interpretation part, which is very important and also one of the easiest section of NET SET paper 1. If one who properly follow my method, they can able to do the data interpretation part of paper 1. Each and every point here I will discuss point wise, and also we will solve the year wise question paper. If you follow this method, then you can easily solve the 5 questions of paper 1. So without any time waste, let's start our class. What is data interpretation? It is basically a drawing conclusions, some comprehensive data which is presented in a tabular or graphical form, that is named as graph, pie chart, bar chart, etc. We discuss about this topic, and the main part of the data interpretation, that is it based some mathematical and statistical skill. So for data interpretation part, if we solve this data interpretation part, we need some mathematical and statistical skills. Here I also discuss about this topic. It needs good knowledge of concept of percentage, ratio, proportion, average, etc. In this lecture series, we also cleared this concept, that is what is percentage, how the percentage will be calculated, how the ratio is to be calculated, what is proportion, how the proportion has to be calculated. You all see this in this lecture series. Okay, and the main thing is we have to practice a few problems. If you practice a few problems, you can easily then solve the data interpretation question in the paper 1. Okay, so let's start our class. Our first discussion topic of the data interpretation part, that is bar chart. It is also known as column graph, a bar graph, or a bar diagram. It is basically a pictorial representation of data. Okay, we can draw the bar graphs both vertically or horizontally, and these values are depending on where we take the values, along the vertical axis or the horizontal axis. So let's move on to the next slide. So here we study one bar graph given below and answer the following questions. It consists of data on sales of car during 2007 to 2012. And this is the nature of the bar graph. This is the bar chart. This is one bar, this is another one, this is other one. Okay. So this side is called the x-axis, which is horizontal axis, and this side is called the vertical axis, which is y-axis. The vertical axis or the y-axis is represented by sales of cars. Here we represented 0, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. Okay, so this is the sales of car axis. This is the y-axis, vertical axis, and this is the x-axis. Here we represent some years. This is 2007, 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? So in this bar graph, we saw that in 2007, the sales of car is larger than 50,000 58,000 but less than 60,000. It is not in the middle between the 50,000 and 60,000. So we cannot consider it as 55,000. We can consider it as 58,000 because it is larger than middle gaps. Okay, so here we consider that 2007 the sales of car is 58,000. Next, in 2008 the sales of car is 50,000. In 2009 the sales of car is 30,000 because the bar graph is touch this line and this line is represented 30,000. In 2008 the bar graph is touch this line and this line is represented 50,000. In 2010 the bar graph is present in this line and this is not 30,000 and not 20,000. It is larger than 20,000 but less than 30,000. So here we can easily consider that this value is 25,000 because this bar graph is almost the middle of the 20,000 and 30,000 line. So we can easily consider as 25,000 value. In 2011 the bar chart is greater than 10,000 but not the middle gap of the 10,000, greater than 10,000 and the less than the 20,000, and we can easily consider it as 18,000. And in 2012 the bar chart is touch this 40,000 line, so the sales of car is 40,000. So this is the bar graph. In 2007 the sales of car is 58,000. In 2008 the sales of car is 50,000. 2009 the sales of car is 30,000. 2010 the sales of car is 25,000. 2011 the sales of car is 18,000 and in 2012 the sales of car is 40,000. So this is the bar graph and it consists some data on sales of car during 2007 to 2012, and by using this bar chart or bar graph we can easily answer the 5 questions. So let's move on to the next slide. First question is the difference in the sales of car for the year 2007 and 2009. That is, this is the bar graph. We already see about this graph. We know that in 2007 the sales of car is 58,000, 2008 that is 50,000, 2009 that is 30,000, 2010 that is 15,000, 25,000, 2011 18,000 and 2012 that is 40,000. So the difference in the sales of car in the year 2007 and 2009. The option is 500 units, 1000 units, 5000 units and 28,000 units. A, B, C, D option. So which one is correct? The correct one is the difference is 58,000 minus 30,000, that is this is the 2007 we saw the value is 58,000 and in 2009 the value is 30,000. So what is the difference? The difference is 28,000 unit. So the right option is 28,000 unit. Okay. Next question. The second question is the 2 years between which the rate of change of sales of car is minimum. This is the bar graph and this is the 4 options. Option A 2007 and 2008, option B 2009 and 2010, option C both A and B, option D 2011 and 2012. So how we calculate the rate of change of percentage, and then we can calculate the minimum value. First we calculate the rate of change of percentage value. In 2007 the sales of car is 58,000 and in 2008 the sales of car is 50,000. So 58 to 50, if we subtract 58,000 to 50,000, we get the 8,000 value. So initial value to final value divided by initial value, that is 58,000 into 100, and we get the rate of change of sales of car. So the initial value to final value, initial value is 58,000 minus final value is 50,000 divided by initial value into 100. Right? This is the method. If we subtract final value from initial value and then we divide this value with the initial value and it is multiplied by 100, we can calculate the rate of change of percentage. In 2007 this value is 58, initial value is 58,000. In 2008 the initial value is 50,000. So the rate of change of value is 8,000 divided by 58,000. In 2009 and 10, 2009 the initial value is 30,000 and in 2010 the initial value is 25,000. So initial value minus final value divided by initial value into 100. We get the rate of change of percentage. Then we have to calculate 2011 and 2012. In 2011 the initial value is 18,000 and 2012 the initial value is 40,000. Then what we can do? In this situation the condition is just opposite to the other condition, because in 2011 the initial value is less than the final value. Then what we can do? If in this case the initial value is minimum than final value, then we have to do some another thing, that is then we have to follow this method: final value minus initial value divided by initial value into 100. So this is the second method. In these two options the final value is less than the initial value, so we can easily follow the first method, that is the initial value minus final value divided by initial value into 100. But in the last case the final value is greater than the initial value. In this time we can follow this method: final value minus initial value divided by initial value into 100. If we follow these two methods, we can easily calculate the rate of change of sales of car. Okay, so this is the method. So in next slide we can solve this problem. So how we solve this problem? Percentage changes over years. In 2007 and in 2008, the initial value is, in 2007 the initial value is 58,000 and in 2008 the initial final value is 50,000. So 58,000 minus 50,000 divided by 58,000, initial value minus final value divided by initial value into 100. We get the percentage, that is 13.79%. In the second year, 2009 and 2010, the initial value is, in 2009 is 30,000 and in 2010 the initial value, final value is 25,000. So here is also initial value is greater than the final value. So we follow the method initial minus final divided by initial. So 30 minus 25 divided by 30 into 100. So 5,000 divided by 30,000 into 100. We get the percentage 16.66%. In the third year, 2011 and 12, the initial value is, in 2011 the initial value is 18,000 and in 2012 the initial value is, final value is 40,000. So the final value is greater than the initial value. So here we follow the second method, that is final minus initial divided by initial. That means 40 minus 18, 22,000 divided by initial 18,000 into 100, and we get the value 122.22%. So which value is minimum? 13.79% is the minimum value. So the correct option is A. Okay. Next question. The sum of sales of cars in the year 2009 and 2011. 2009 the sales of car is 30,000 and 2011 the sales of car is 18,000. So the four option is 40,000. Next option B is 48,000, C is 50,000 and D is 20,000. So what is the correct option? 30,000 in 2009 the sales of car is 30,000 and 2011 the sales of car is 18,000. So if we sum this value, 30,000 plus 18,000, we get the 48,000. So the correct option is B. Fourth question. What is the percentage increase in the sales from 2011 to 2012? We know 2011 to 2012 we calculate the value, already calculate the value. 2011 the initial value is 18,000 and 2012 the final value is 40,000. So final value is greater than initial value. So which method we follow? Final minus initial divided by initial into 100. That means 40,000 minus 18,000 divided by 18,000 into 100. We can already calculate this value. So what is the correct option? 122.22%. Here the 122% is given here. So the right option is C. Question 5 is, what is the average sales of figure of all the years? That means 2007 the sales of car is 58,000. 2008 the sales of car is 50,000. 2009 the sales of car is 30,000. 2010 the sales of car is 25,000. 2011 the sales of car is 18,000, and in 2012 the sales of car is 40,000. So how we can calculate the average sales of figure? Average means we add all the 6 values of the sales of cars. 58,000 plus 50,000 plus 30,000 plus 25,000 plus 18,000 plus 40,000, and then we divide the number of years. Here we get the years. The number of years means 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The number of year is 6. So first we add all the units, all the 58,000, 50,000, this value, and then we divide this addition value by 6, because here we give the 6 years. The first option is 30,000 unit, second option is 33,500 unit, third option is 36,800 unit, and option D is 35,000 unit. So this is the method of average calculation. That is, we first add the all value 58,000 plus 50,000 plus 30,000 plus 25,000 plus 18,000 plus 40,000, and then we divide this all value with 6, because here we get the 6 years and we get the value 36,833.33. So the correct option is 36,800. Okay. So in this way we can easily calculate the data interpretation bar graph. Okay. So today I will end this topic. Hope you understand this topic. Thank you. If you like my channel, then please like, share and subscribe my channel.